Is having a brief consultation with his umpires again. I'm not too sure whether he'll take any action. He's going straight to Andy Moran.
And in fairness to Cormac.
Kick out from Brian Kelly. Anthony Marr outnumbered. Kevin McLaughlin. Good ball inside to Cillian O'Connor. And that is over the crossbar.
Marty, you have to look at that ball again from Kevin McLaughlin. Best ball of the game. Just from 40 yards straight onto his chest. Never broke stride. Kicked it with his right foot. There's two tactics in this game, Marty. Donaghy, O'Connor. That's all you're going to see for the next 15 minutes. Find those two men as quick as we can.
It's riveting. Pulsating. About 5-7 minutes ago, Kerry were the dominant team. In control. Now it's Mayo.
And this will go to the wire. They will look for Donaghy every time, O'Donoghue or Donaghy. It's easy to predict.
James O'Donoghue pumping this one up into the air, dropping down towards Kieran Donaghy. Lee Keegan is there, but the referee has blown his whistle and he's given a free in for a foul on Kieran Donaghy.
I'm surprised at that. I'd like to see it again. Caskergy goes across, both of them fighting for it, two of them challenge for it. No foul yet. Still no foul. Is it a pick-up? I think it must have been for the pick-up, Marty, because there was certainly no foul on the dropping ball.
Another substitute. It's Ricky Conroy that's back.
Good.
Kick out is a good one from Robbie Henley. Tom Parsons. Back out for Seamus O'Shea. Kevin McLaughlin. Easy ball, one back. Anthony Marr goes long. Tom Caniff leaves it behind him. But Keith Higgins is there. Caniff gives and goes. Aidan O'Shea fully recovered, thankfully, from that accidental collision with Cillian O'Connor. Seamus O'Shea gets away from David Moore. Flicks it out first, Colin Boyle. Keegan calls for it this side. Kevin McLaughlin is unmarked at the moment. Chance for Jason Doherty. Scored twice in the first half. Has it the legs? Has it the accuracy? It's yes on both counts. Wonderful recovery by Mayo.
There was never any doubt about that. He knew at the minute it left his boot. He turned away. He raised a fist to the crowd. Great play by Mayo. Great play by Kerry. What a game, Marty. It's a super, super game.
Some interesting information for you. Own kickouts won. Mayo 6 out of 19. Kerry 13 out of 19.
And I think that ties pretty much in the way we've felt the pattern of the game was going, Marty.
Here's another one of those kickouts. Breaking ball. Aidan O'Shea. Quick one. Where's Jason Doherty? Kevin McLaughlin is making a run to his right. Conroy looks sharp. Back for his Doherty. He's just scored. Oh, that's a good block down. Good defending by Aidan O'Mahony. Paul Murphy under pressure from Cillian O'Connor. Still Paul Murphy. Good play by the Rathmore man. Peter Crowley. David Moran. Anthony Marr. Kieran Donaghy is looking for it. And here is Donaghy. Rebound comes to Tom Caniff. Colin Boyle. Donald Vaughan. Tom Parsons. Seamus O'Shea. Back first, Kevin McLaughlin. Tom Parsons. Slipping one through to Andy Moore. Look who's intercepted. Declan O'Sullivan.
And this game is going to go on a bad pass or a break.
Anthony Marr up first, Donica Walsh. Crossfield ball is aimed at Barry John King. Tom Caniff right behind him. Still Barry John King. Good work by the Kerry man. The shooting is just a little bit off and the ball is wide, but the referee has blown his whistle and Mayo are protesting, but obviously the Meath official felt that Barry John King was fouled as he was kicking the ball.
The problem here, Marty, is he was fouled while he was kicking the ball. He was fouled there. He was fouled when he got up and held back there. He got the advantage play. He got in his shot. I think that's a big problem. That's a real grey area. He got the shot, got the advantage, didn't take it.
James O'Donoghue. It's straight over. 1 goal and 6 points for James O'Donoghue. Eamon Fitzmaurice's team are only 1 behind as Kerry introduce another substitute. He's the equaliser from last Sunday. Dr. Croke's man, Kieran O'Leary, is on from Michael Gainey. 9.5 minutes left in the Gaelic grounds in Limerick. 1 point between the teams. 3 times they've been level. David Moran surely being held. Referee had his arm up to indicate advantage. Long, high, dropping ball. James O'Donoghue's chasing after it. It's O'Donoghue. He'll volley it. Now the referee is going for another penalty. It's another penalty. Unbelievable. As he was about to pull the trigger and let fly, he was held back, and Ger Cafferty is the player that's called aside by the referee.
Well, that penalty certainly could be a game changer. He's talking to Cafferty. He's consulting with the umpires. Does it have to be a black if it's a foul in there?
Let's watch this again, Tom.
Yeah, it goes in with the foot. Not sure if he makes contact with the ball. It's a 50-50, another talking point, and we've had plenty of them. Not sure if he made contact with O'Donoghue. I feel he made contact with the ball. Big call by Cormac Riley. It's still a penalty. It's still a possible game changer.
For the second time in the second half, we have a penalty between James O'Donoghue and Robbie Hennelly. Same spot? Not at all. Brilliant goal. Fantastic. The pride of Kerry. He is the man, James O'Donoghue. 2 goals and 6 points for O'Donoghue. 2 goals and 4 points for Killian O'Connor. It's a penalty extravaganza.
O'Donoghue very clever going to the opposite side. Henry felt he was going to go to the same side. Great play by him.
And the pendulum swings again from Mayo back to Kerry. Donncha Walsh, ball bobbling all over the place. Gone down as Tom Parsons, free to Mayo.
And the ball now like a piece of gold. Everybody going for it. So important possession, so important, but composure really important for Mayo.
Keith Higgins. Andy Moore surrounded. Good layoff. It's Conroy. What's he going to do? He scores a point. Good score by Conroy.
Great score by Conroy. If it goes to extra time, Marty, we'll have another 20 minutes. That's what's going to happen. I think we're going to have extra time in this game. It wouldn't be a bit surprised. We're heading that way.
Well, I'm very happy here in Limerick, Tom. Enjoying this one. Kick out from Brian Kelly. Oh, Anthony Marr. Ball bobbling, ball available. In comes Conroy. Jersey pulled by Peter Crowley. Referee right beside him. And he will want to have a word with the Kerry number 6.
Well, I asked the question, is that as cynical out in the middle of the pitch as it is on the 14-yard line? In my book it is, but they tend not to give them the black cards out here. Cormac Riley, who has been consistent, now it's a yellow.
But it could have been a black.
It could have been black, but I suppose really academic at this stage when you can replace a player.
Free is quickly taken. Oh, Paul Murphy. Wonderful catch. Referee gives him the free as well. Not easy to replace the legendary, great Tomás O'Shea, who wore the number 5 for so many years. But this young fella, Paul Murphy, has produced the goods this year. Another young fella is Declan O'Sullivan. Killian Young. Kieran O'Leary. Slipping one through. Aidan O'Shea has the situation read. Is that a foul and a layoff? Not too sure. We'll have to look at it again. Kieran O'Leary came in to challenge. Referee says no foul. Lee Keegan, surprisingly, may I add. It's Keegan. Looking around at options. It's Cillian O'Connor. Dropping this in. It's tailing Andy Moore and can't get a touch. Ball is wide.
Yeah, ball is wide, and I expected Cillian O'Connor to kick it from here. So important that he used his possession. The crowd felt there was a foul. He was over physical in it, and he certainly would be a loss for Kerry. Struggling a little bit, has been down since that tackle. And no doubt if he can at all, he'll resume. He's been a hero all afternoon. What a tally of scores behind his name.
Cormac Riley ensuring that he can continue on. Keith Higgins and James O'Donoghue, sporting men through and through, can even afford a little smile in this tension-packed match, where the biggest prize of all is a place in the All-Ireland final against Dublin and Donegal at stake. Mayo introduce another substitute. This is Kevin Kane, who played cornerback last year, 2 years ago in the All-Ireland final. Kieran Donaghy giving him a wry smile. The old-fashioned way that cornerback, fullback comes on and says hello to the full forward.
Very traditional. Two managers now racking their brains to see can they make one last little move to make the difference.
Tom Parsons back to Lee Keegan. Free to Mayo. Option is to go short for Aidan O'Shea. To Mickey Conway. Mark O'Shea. Still Conway. Laying it off first, Jason Doherty. He's already scored 3 times. Aidan O'Shea. Tom Parsons. Andy Moore is unmarked. Declan O'Sullivan is now playing almost as cornerback. Back outside. Lee Keegan. Oh dear. Never anywhere near the goalposts.
No, poor effort by Lee Keegan. Really shouldn't have shot. He was trying to screw it off the right hand side of his right foot. Didn't work for them. Wasted opportunity. Mark O'Shea down injured, and he's looking for attention. Not sure how injured he is, because Kerry need a breather. They need possession. Everything's so important. Next kick out is crucial, as they all are. Kerry have been winning most of them.
Just to tell you as well that Jonathan Lyne has come on for Donncha Walsh in a change in the attack, although Jonathan Lyne is able to play wing back as well. But if Mark O'Shea has to leave, it will be a huge loss. Look at the clock on your television screen. 69 minutes and ticking. Kerry 3:11. Mayo 3:10. Mark O'Shea. David Moore. Who's available? Anthony Marr. Mark O'Shea fully recovered from injury a moment ago. Pat Kilkenny. Mayo want the possession. Young Kilkenny needs a bit of help. He does it all on his own. First David Moore. Ball first Kieran O'Leary. He scored the equalising point. Crossfield ball first James O'Donoghue. The 1-2 with Barry John Keane. James O'Donoghue wanted outside him. He goes for the score, and it is well wide. There are now 10 seconds left in playing time. How much time will be added on? Is there enough for possession? Mayo have to regain possession here and try and force an equaliser. Last week it was Kieran O'Leary. This week it's Mayo that need possession, and they've got it. Kevin McLaughlin goes long. Brian Kelly comes off his goal line. He punches clear. They have to regain possession. Mayo don't have it, and away come Kerry. No foul on Cillian O'Connor. Peter Crowley has it. David Moore. We're deep into injury time now. Still David Moore. Free to Kerry.
Holding on to possession is crucial, Marty. That's all Kerry are doing, and that's all they need to do. But I think Mayo will get another opportunity. Cillian O'Connor looking for a free there. Was a 50-50, could have been given him, but in the spirit of the game, I think Cormac Riley made the correct decision.
Long ball, good ball. David Bourne. Young Keane. Barry John. Back outside first, Kieran O'Leary. Same position as 6 days ago when he scored a point to level the match. This one is wide.
Two crucial wides for Mayo. Two crucial opportunities for Kerry. Does that keep Mayo in the game? Does that keep them with an opportunity of levelling this game and bringing it to extra time? Referee will give them a chance. Cormac Riley looking at his watch.
3 minutes. Time added on, but Mayo have about a minute and a half to get an equaliser and force extra time. Donald Vaughan. Michael Conroy says, leave it to me. Conroy. Gone through as Donald Vaughan. He scored in the past. This is the most important kick of his career, or fisted pass. It's over the bar. Mayo and Kerry are level again.
Who could have predicted a finish like this again? It's seldom you get them two in a row. What a score, what composure from Mayo. Everything now surfacing. Effort, hunger, need, want, spirit, character. We've had it all. And it'll all unfold, and more of it will unfold in the last minute. Next score surely will win this game.
Level for the fourth time. Who can get the winner in the last 45 seconds or so? It's a free for Mayo. Killian O'Connor inside the 45-metre line. 72 minutes, 24 seconds.
Will they have a go? He's looking at James Horn, as they do. Bringing up, yeah, they're going to have a goal, Marty, and it's going to be a long one. They need to knock it dead.
They're bringing up Robbie Hennelly, the goalkeeper, to take the 45. Well, it's a 45-metre free, but this surely is the last kick of the game. 72 minutes, 44 seconds. In case you're from Kerry or indeed from Mayo and you can't watch the television screen. And Robbie Hennelly, goalkeeper from Brafey, going to take this. If it goes over the bar, Mayo are in the All-Ireland football final.
This is an all or nothing, Marty. No.
James Horn can barely watch. Here is Hennelly. It's good. Has it got the legs? Up goes Donaghy, fists it away. Surely the referee blew a whistle, and we have extra time. Oh my God. But you know what, Tom Carr? Both teams actually deserve it, and so do we, because Gaelic football has been absolutely exhilarating the last two Sundays thanks to these two wonderful teams. And once again, Mayo go to the dressing room at the Ennis Road, Kerry go to the dressing room at the City End, and we have 20 more minutes of this wonderful game on the Saturday game. Let's look at the full-time score. Kerry 3-11, Mayo 3-11.
In terms of the setup, not necessarily in terms of the result. Colin Murrock, at the end of normal time there was a huge round of applause from both sets of supporters, appreciating obviously the effort that these two teams have put in.
Absolutely, it's great to be alive to watch entertainment like this and to see the bravery of the players, the skill, the manliness, the courage, bad misses, great scores. I think we've had it all today, but it's been a wonderful, wonderful exhibition of football, and great credit is due to the players, and in fairness, as you say, the crowd responded, but it's just a brilliant occasion.
Yeah. It's a great occasion, Joe Brawley, and we still are no closer to knowing who's going to win it, or are we?
And hard going too. I mean, you know, for all the thrills and spills, very hard football, a lot of hard hitting. And you know, to see it up close and to see the intensity of the tackling. I mean, this is tough football, and this is the second week in a row they're moving into extra time, and it is going to be survival of the fittest here because there are very narrow margins. Kerry are still getting their scores easier. You know, there are periods there where Mayo have been totally dominant, and then Kerry have kicked in one high ball, and all of a sudden it's a goal. So the problem for Mayo is the inability to close that door. The godsend that they got, I think the wee bit of luck that they've deserved probably over the last 3 years was the Kerry goalies. Awful error for the Mayo goal, but I think that's the only luck they're going to have here. I mean, they must. I mean, now is the time to see whether they've got any of the ruthlessness that's required to be All-Ireland champions.
If this goes to a replay, by the way, Joe Brawley, we will be back in Croke Park next Saturday, I gather.
Yeah,
there's not going to be a McDonald's fun day or anything like that.
Well, I have to say, whatever.
The only happier man that's in the whole place is Alan Mulholland, because there's no payout again today.
So, 2 weeks in a row. This guy's making a fortune here.
He's after booking first-class
and speaking of which,
and an advertising platform to the nation column.
You just do the advertising for
these guys on the payroll.
Speaking of which, what are the odds now?
Well, it's definitely 50-50. I don't know. I'm finished predicting or saying who I think is going to. And it's just echo what the lad said. It's been fantastic. I thought, you know, myself and Joe watched behind the goal there. I thought it was great to see, you know, Kieran Donaghy in the full forward role, but the two guys outside, and Kerry didn't become a one-trick pony. No. They didn't pop it in all the time. They had great variation there, and then the contrasting style of Mayo trying to run at them and get the half-back line forward, and it was just great stuff.
And I have to say something else, Alan. I know there was a big debate during the week about coming down here to Limerick for this replay and the fact that Croke Park wasn't available and all that kind of stuff, but there has been a fantastic atmosphere for me here today.
Oh, great. And it's been fantastic, it is right. And, you know, go back to 83, the defining game of 1983 for people who can remember that long ago was Dublin against Cork down in Cork. And today, this could be the defining game of the championship. People will remember this game, if especially for Mayo.
It's important to remember.
Right that it's
I know,
but it is
I hear you as they say, but still.
It's important to remember there are two separate points. Wherever Gaels go for big games like this, they're going to be a brilliant occasion, because that's what we do. We turn them into brilliant occasions. You know, we make the best. But it's an entirely separate point, and you know what the point is. So there's no point trying to gloss over it. Say, well, isn't it great that American football's had its chance in Croke Park? Come on, like we can do better than that.
Excuse me, did I say that?
Well, I mean, it's all that out soft soap.
No, it's not all out soft. Did I say that?
Well, I mean, it was what you were inferring. It's a lovely occasion down here in Limerick. In spite of our reservations, hasn't it been fantastic? You know.
I think we better move on.
Correct. As usual, Colin, you said a sensible thing in the middle of all of this. Rob Hennelly steps up, trying to do with Stephen Cluxton on it. Didn't quite work out for him.
No, and he was kicking into the teeth of the Gael here, so it was a right effort to get it in that far. So, you know, and maybe justice is that neither side would have won or lost and that sort of thing. I think we you know, the players mightn't like the prospect of another 20 minutes, but I think everybody else would.
Coincidentally, Kerry had exactly the same sort of chance to win the game last week from the Brian Sean free. But the beauty of this game is that both teams have now absorbed themselves fully into it. They're throwing themselves into it. You know, anyone can come and enjoy a sporting contest like this. I mean, I was saying to Alan, I can't believe it, 33 minutes gone. You know, and it has got that quality now where you just can't tell where it's going to end.
Yeah. And, Mayo conceded 2 penalties in that second half. Alan, let's have a look at both of those and the way the kicks were taken, which was absolutely fantastic. Let's look at the first of these penalties. By the way, this ball had there was a question mark about this sideline for a start-off.
Yeah.
That was the first high ball in.
As I said, they weren't a one-trick. I think that we counted 2 or 3, maybe 4 high balls in. You know, Kieran Donaghy has built up a great relationship with James O'Donoghue, and I think
Mayo were protesting the penalty. Had they a point?
It looked like a penalty to us, didn't it? It looked, we were right behind it. You know.
Yeah.
And what about that one?
I think this isn't a penalty. I think Cafferty got to the ball first. But like, if you looked at that from the stand or looked for any place, you wouldn't just know what was after happening.
We didn't know it was a penalty at all.
The referee had to make a call in a fraction of a second, and he gave the penalty because it did look as if Cafferty had tripped or blocked his kick. But I think Cafferty actually got to the ball first.
The real issue there was the indecision of the keeper. I mean, the keeper waited for an age. I mean, it was the keeper's ball.
Yes.
And he stood and he did it. Just what we said beforehand. Should he stay? Should he go? And that's a crucial decision that a Gaelic football keeper has to have right. And this is, you know, this is a game there in its head.
It took some effort by Mayo to come back twice.
Oh, brilliant, yeah.
They were 2 points behind. They're facing into the Gael. They could have thrown it there and said it's just not working for us because they've had to come back so often. And yet they got stuck in and drove forward, and Donald Vaughan scored a great equaliser.
I think a great thing for Mayo as well is that it hasn't been Aidan O'Shea. Aidan O'Shea's been kind of out of it for a good while. Usually he's the guy who gets them back into it. Today it's been Jason Doherty, it's been Andy Moran, and Aidan O'Shea
Conroy has played well today and soldiered well. I think Conroy found a more natural position for himself, deeper out the field, because he's a sole runner, he's a good ball carrier, he's just not a very good finisher. So that's where
doing all the hard work, trying to get a little bit of space. As Jonathan Lyne loses out ultimately. Jason Doherty dropping this ball in, but still pose problems for Kerry. Fisted away on this occasion. Richie Feeney will be happy to see it out over the end line, or sideline I should say. Richie Feeney. Good ball. Nice turn. Great score. It's that man again, Killian O'Connor.
What a great score. He caught it, but what a great ball. Super ball in between 3 Kerry players. Delivers a nice simple pass. Looks to kick off his left, turns on his right, doesn't even have a look. He's had a super game. What a part he's played all afternoon.
Kick out from Brian Kelly. Superbly gathered by David Moore. Barry John Keane makes the run into space. Probably rushed his shot just a little bit too quickly here. James O'Donnell's on it. Kieran Donaghy. Good anticipation by Lee Keegan. Tom Parsons as far as Michael Conroy. Still Conroy. Giving a little bit of space. Ball inside to Jason Doherty. Surely being held by Aidan O'Mahony. Runs on to Kevin McLaughlin. And that is over the bar. It's McLaughlin's first point in this All-Ireland semi-final replay. And it puts the Connacht champions 2 points in front.
Nice controlled play, nice composed play, but Michael Conroy, who had been playing a bigger part even in the latter half of the second half, is coming into this game. They're fresh. You can see the fresh legs, Marty. He has them. Barry John Keane has them.
Tom Parsons has the fielding ability. Alan Freeman makes the diagonal run, and look at Freeman here. Well spotted by Parsons. Coming through the middle, it's Keegan! And good covering by Peter Crowley. And he picks up an injury.
Crucial covering by Peter Crowley, but that certainly had goal written all over it. And a 5-point lead after 3 or 4 minutes in extra time is a massive lead, and I think it's cramped as much as anything else. We'll see a fair bit of evidence of that now over the next 20 minutes. Players picking up cramp. No matter how fit they are, when you're at this level of tempo and in speed and endurance, you will get cramp.
Good covering, as we mentioned, by Peter Crowley, because Lee Keegan was just fingertips away.
Oh, he was in there.
Gathering the ball keenly.
He was in there, and what a difference a goal it made. Would really suck the air out of a team.
They've been fouling, so it's another free for Mayo. Seamus O'Shea. Knocked down. Clever play by Kerry down for his Park Kilkenny, who's played well since being introduced in the second half. Aidan O'Mahony, one of the 2 34-year-olds for Kerry, now playing in the full back line. Mark O'Shea being the other. Anthony Marr has the time to recover. Declan O'Sullivan. Marr again available. Kieran Donaghy is waiting for the high dropping ball, and it arrives. Little push by Kevin Kane. Spotted by the referee.
Oh, that's a very harsh decision. 2 players he's allowed to challenge for that ball. Watch it as it's dropping, both of them. In fact, he's in front. No, I see nothing. And the whistle had even gone before that. There's no free there, Martin.
Soft free, as Kevin Keane's nodding in the head would seem to concur with our words.
Because in fairness to Cormac Riley, he's been letting a lot of play go, and to pull for that one, that's really harsh.
Simple tap over point for Barry John Keane.
Gives Kerry a foothold in this 10 minutes, which they needed, because it had a little bit of a danger that it might run away from them. Mayo, 2 points. Yeah, I mean, we see it there again, Marty. I just don't see it.
Peter Crowley read the situation well. Paul Murphy. David Moore. Kieran O'Leary. Easy for Keith Higgins. James O'Donoghue not following up, and Keith Higgins continues. Tom Parsons. Conroy. That's a good ball in towards Alan Freeman, and Mark O'Shea was trying to keep an eye on the full forward. And rather nasty cut over his right eye, following a collision with his teammate Aidan O'Shea. Hits this well, but it's gone to the left.
In at this stage.
Tom Parsons, great catch. Available to his right is Kevin McLaughlin. McLaughlin cuts in, hits it well, but again, just to the left for this extra period. Jonathan Long. Declan O'Sullivan in space. Tom Parsons, Lee Keegan in hot pursuit. Still Declan O'Sullivan, getting by several challenges. Flicks it inside to Barry John Keane. Available to his right is James O'Donoghue, but Colin Boyle is judged to have been fouling. Colin Boyle is explaining to the referee if he's right.
Colin Boyle is absolutely fuming. I mean, there is no foul there. That's 2 frees for Kerry. Neither of them deserve to go in terms of the pattern of the game. The crowd really annoyed with that. Colin Boyle really frustrated. Puts Mayo back on the back foot again. 2 handy frees for Kerry.
Barry John Keane with his second tap over point was the target. Flicks one in, Paris Kieran Donaghy is going for the overlap. Good defending on this occasion by Mayo, but they kind of get their signals mixed up. But they get the benefit of Kieran Donaghy, I think, touching the ball on the ground. And good luck to you, Kevin Keane, if you're going to try and get the ball off Kieran Donaghy, because he is holding on for dear life.
No, and really he should be releasing that ball. Shouldn't be allowed to play the ball on the ground. Mayo want to get it going as quick as possible. And Cormac Riley will add 20 yards. Not much good to Mayo really in those situations. Not much of a punishment. Kieran Donaghy's achieved what he wanted, delaying the game, allowing his defence to get back. A bit of sportsmanship.
Keith Higgins. Richie Feeney is available. Mickey Conroy, good defender. In comes Peter Crowley. Mark O'Shea was so tight on Mickey Conroy, and he's there again, just about recovered. Pat Kilkenny, Mark O'Shea, his experience, a vital component to give it to Kilkenny. Kilkenny wins a free just outside the Kerry half of the field.
And that's what happens. The fouls go in, the lazy fouls go in when players get tired. And I'm looking at Kevin McLaughlin. He's literally not here to run another inch.
Barry John Keane, sorry, Tom, ball in towards Kieran Donaghy. No free.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of angst among the crowd for some of the decisions made in that half, but a few of the players really out on their feet.
Welcome back to the second period of extra time. Kerry and Mayo are still at it at the Gaelic grounds in Limerick, and it is now 7:10. The game started at 5 o'clock. Here comes Jonathan Lyne. Can he put Kerry on their way? What about that first score from a substitute?
He can with style. Marty, what a great score. And Kerry are after starting in a similar fashion that Mayo did. Seamus O'Shea out to the middle of the park. The Kerry duo, as they started this game, finishing it like an Anthony Maher and David Moore.
Anthony Maher gets his fingertips to it. Look at Aidan O'Mahony, bravely going down on the ball. And he now knows that he's already injured and he's in trouble here.
Yeah, and judging by his body language and the frenziness of his waving to the sideline, he's in trouble.
Meanwhile, Declan O'Sullivan takes the free quickly. David Moore trying to get inside that Mayo cover. Brendan Harrison can't prevent him from taking the kick. Kieran Donaghy comes out to gather and does it the second attempt. Half of Mayo is around him. Ball is free. It's there for Mayo. And good defending.
Great defending, especially with Donaghy, inspiring fear among the Mayo defence all afternoon, and he did come up with that ball, but they didn't let him away.
Lee Keegan. Aidan O'Mahony is obviously suffering from cramp, just outside the camera at the moment. And the referee now, as you can now see it,
totally gone out the window. It's a scrap per possession, a scrap for a scoring opportunity, and who has the talent and skill to take those scores.
Throw ball going to be between David Moore and Aidan O'Shea. Cathal Barrett going to be introduced, and coming off is Colin Boyle, who also seems to be in a spot of bother, and I have to say he deserves to be tired. He has given it absolutely everything.
Yeah, and has been exceptional right throughout the 80 or 90 minutes. Super.
Here comes Aidan O'Shea, being pursued by Killian Young. Aidan O'Shea stepping in. Is there anybody there for the pass? Hefty challenge. Ball breaks first, David Moore. No free given. Moore spotted that there was a man available. That's Pat Kilkenny. Jonathan Lyne laying it off far as Brian Sheehan, heading towards the Mayo 45. Sheehan gone for the return. Barry John Keane gives it to Kieran O'Leary. It's dropping. Kieran Donaghy is underneath it. No, he's not. Kick out from Henley. Gathered and laid off quickly. Kieran O'Leary fouling. Chris Barrett. Aidan O'Shea. Mickey Conroy. Richie Feeney available. Still Conroy has to go back and try and get a little bit of support. Richie Feeney takes his eye off it. Gathered by Anthony Marr. Killian Young. Brian Sheehan available. In space. Making a dashing run over to this side is this man, Barry John Keane. Kieran Donaghy is hovering around the house. Barry John Keane drops it in, and the ball is wide. And there's a sigh all the way down to Kenmare and back.
Oh, that was so close, Marty. It looked over, and if it was, it would have been a killer one. But Barry John Keane has been so influential in the 25 minutes he's been on the pitch. Mark and Tom Cuniff, who's been
Riley looking like he has cramp as well. A wonderful catch by Anthony Marr. Lays it off and then gathers it again. Free is quickly taken. Mark O'Shea. Good ball up for his Paul Gainey. Lovely skill by Gainey. Under pressure. Hits it. Fantastic point by Paul Gainey. One of the scores of the game, and we've had so many of them.
And so many from him. That must be his fourth or fifth. He rode 2 tackles to take that. Such strength at the end of the game, and to be able to pull it over. It looks like Kerry is going to need something special from Mayo. Certainly possession now.
Gainey's 4th point of the game. And here come the Connacht champions. 2 points down. 3 minutes. Approximately in 30-40 seconds left. Still time. Look at the pressure from Kerry. Brian Sheehan gives it down the middle. Good work by Jonathan Lyne. Survives the challenge. Has the composure to spot a man available, Paul Gainey. Brian Sheehan. Jonathan Lyne was available again. But Brian Sheehan, uncharacteristically, went for his own score.
I shouldn't have done that. Had the pass onto his right hand side to Lyne. Could have given it.
3 minutes left in the second period of extra time. Ball down towards Richie Feeney. Superbly gathered. Great defending by Kerry and by Mark Griffin. Substitute, that was the only ball that he had to win, and he won it, to his credit. Declan O'Sullivan. Jonathan Lyne. Kieran O'Leary. Kerry happy to retain possession. Anthony Marr. Brian Sheehan. The clock ticks towards the 18th minute, or the 8th minute of the second period of extra time. Still Declan O'Sullivan. Farrell's Jonathan Lyne stepping inside, giving himself a chance to take a shot and put it over the bar. Jonathan Lyne has arrived with 2 brilliant points in the second period of extra time. And Kerry lead by 3 now.
And Kerry are full of running. It's as if they've just begun the game, but it's easy to do that when you're staring at victory right in front of you. 3 points up, few minutes left, playing against a really tired team. May have nothing left. It looks like the end of the road for this heroic Mayo team. Marty.
Lee Keegan is out on his feet. Chris Barrett wants to take the free quickly.
The goal is the only thing for Mayo. They need to put the ball in there quickly. Killian O'Connor, the only man who's capable of getting it at this stage.
It's a testing ball for any defence. Out comes magnificent David Moore. Lays it off for his Killian Young. Stepping into the Mayo half of the field. Mark O'Shea, Brian Sheehan. Back first, Kieran Donaghy, who's obviously been told by Eamon Fitzmaurice, go back and defend. But in nips Keith Higgins. It's a goal or nothing at all from Mayo at this stage. 53 seconds left on the clock. Anything is possible with these two teams. Bursting forward is Alan Freeman. He's brought down. It's a free in for Mayo.
It is only a goal. All Kerry have to do is keep this game stopped, delay it, get back on the line. And if Mayo need a goal, they looked up at that stage. They didn't even have a player in the box, Marty. So they're not going to get a goal without a player in there. Getting a little bit out of control. Frustration from Mayo.
Tempers becoming frayed. This is ugly and indeed unnecessary, because since 5 o'clock this has been played in a very sporting manner. But the referee Cormac Riley really has to take control here, because what was simple shoving and pushing has now turned into an all-out brawl, which is unsavoury and doesn't in any way reflect the sporting game that we had last Sunday, and indeed as well here. There's an official involved here as well.
Mir Furness is in the middle of it. Now, this is very messy stuff, Marty. We can do without this, and yeah, it has been a very sporting game, and fairness to both teams, due credit to them.
We now have a little crowd control issue, because we have a fan that needs to get off the pitch, and more supporters need to be escorted off the field.
And it's certainly a pity it's finished like this. There's a big man making his way onto the pitch, is taking a few to hold him back, and he's not happy. Crowd are not happy. Very unsavoury incidents. And reinforcement being called for. And all this just serving to delay the game. And certainly I can understand Mayo's frustration. I did feel in the first half of extra time the 2 frees went against them. They wouldn't be happy with that.
So, the referee, what is he going to do now?
Well, Marty, what can he do really? I mean, there's 22, 23 players, I think I counted, involved in the skirmish. And you can't pick one out of that. He's well off, just give the free, get on with the game, because it really is academic at this stage. I mean, the game is over. What he's going to add to this, we don't know. It still won't be enough. And Kerry really the fitter team, fresher team, more energetic.
Well, in the last 10 minutes, that would have to be said, to be honest with you. But then, what is the referee going to do here? He's had his conversation with Maurice Deegan and Fergal Kelly, and it's the colour of the card, and indeed who's he going to speak to. He wants Declan O'Sullivan, I think.
Well, what will hurt Declan O'Sullivan is a straight red card, because this...
Kieran Donaghy is the one that he has isolated.
The only thing he needs to avoid is a straight red.
It's a yellow card.
No, it makes no difference at this stage. Yellow means nothing. Is there any stroke of luck left for Mayo, Marty, that they might be able to get this into the back of the net? Hard to see it.
Well, there are just 3 Mayo players outside the Kerry 45-metre line. They're the only 3 footballers in that side of the pitch. Everybody is in around the goal mouth.
So that's 26 players in around the goal mouth, Marty, and this certainly won't go straight into the back of the net. If it does, it'll take about 10 deflections.
Anthony Marr is now on a yellow card. Not that that's relevant at this stage. The free has been pushed near the goalposts, near the chance for Cillian O'Connor.
And Cillian, I've no doubt, asked Cormac Riley what was left in this game. He's making the decision in his head. Would we have a chance for 2 more scores after this, or is this it?
This is the moment. Here comes Cillian O'Connor.
He's going for it.